We went to a club for her birthday. An hour in, the DJ called her on stage. I thought it'd be harmless until she turned around and started twerking all over him while the crowd cheered. When I got up, she grabbed the mic and shouted, "Don't be jealous. It's just a dance." I didn't say a word, just walked out while everyone was laughing at me. 2 weeks later, she was at my door crying, begging me to talk. The worst pain isn't physical. It's the kind that hits you in public when you're surrounded by witnesses, and you have to decide in a split second whether to break down or walk away. I chose to walk. Before I get into what went down, let me set the stage. My name's Jamal, 28, and until 6 weeks ago, I was dating Shania, 27. We'd been together for 3 years, building what I thought was something real. I work as an architect at a firm downtown, while Shania manages a boutique clothing store. We met through mutual friends at a cookout, and everything just clicked. She was stunning, ambitious, quick-witted. Everyone said we made sense together. My mom loved her. My friends respected her. I had even started looking at rings for our upcoming 3rd anniversary. Then came Shania's birthday. She wanted to celebrate at this upscale club called Onyx. Not really my scene, but it was her night, so I went all out. Rented a VIP booth, bought an expensive bottle service package, invited her closest friends, even got her a custom gold necklace with her birthstone that I planned to give her at midnight. I wanted her to feel special. The night started great. Shania looked incredible in a gold dress that matched the necklace waiting in my pocket. Our group was vibing, drinks flowing, music pumping. Shania was beaming, dancing with her girls while I handled the host, making sure everything was perfect. About an hour in, the DJ's voice boomed over the speakers. "Where's the birthday girl at? I hear we got Shania in the house celebrating her 27th. Her friends pushed her forward, cheering. I smiled, thinking this was just the club's standard birthday shout-out. Maybe they'd bring a sparkler-topped bottle or something. Harmless fun. Shania made her way to the stage, confidence in every step. The crowd parted. Phones came out to record. The DJ, a guy named Devin, who apparently ran these Friday night sets, reached down to help her onto the stage. "Let's show the birthday girl some love," Devin shouted, and the crowd went wild. What happened next is burned into my memory. The DJ switched to this slow, heavy beat. Shania center stage began dancing. Not just any dancing, the kind of moves you don't expect from your girlfriend in public. She was good, I'll give her that. Too good. Like she'd done this before. Then she turned around, backed up against Devin, and started grinding on him. Not the brief, playful kind that might be awkward but forgivable. This was deliberate, intimate. His hands found her waist, then slid lower. The crowd lost their minds, cheering them on. I sat frozen in our VIP booth, the necklace box suddenly heavy in my pocket. Our friends looked at me, then at each other, clearly uncomfortable. One of my boys, Marcus, leaned over. "You good, man?" I wasn't good. I was the furthest thing from good. But pride made me nod anyway. On stage, things escalated. Devin whispered something in Shania's ear that made her laugh. She turned to face him, bodies still pressed together, her arms around his neck now. The dance had crossed every line, and it kept going. Finally, I stood up, not rushing, not causing a scene, just stood and grabbed my jacket. That's when Shania noticed me. Our eyes met across the club, and for a brief second, I saw recognition flash across her face. Then instead of stopping, she grabbed the microphone. "Don't be jealous, babe. It's just a dance." The crowd erupted in laughter. Hundreds of strangers laughing at me, at my humiliation, at my relationship turning into a joke in real time. I didn't say a word, didn't make a scene, just turned and walked out, the sound of their laughter following me into the night. Outside, I took deep breaths of cold air, trying to process what just happened. My phone buzzed repeatedly. Texts from our friends, from Shania. I silenced it and called an Uber. When I got home, I poured myself a drink and finally looked at my phone. "Where did you go? You're seriously leaving my birthday?" "It was just a dance." "Why are you being so insecure?" "Answer your phone." No apology, no acknowledgement, just blame shifting and minimizing. I sent one text, "We're done." Then I turned off my phone and went to bed. The next morning, I woke up to missed calls, voice messages, and about 50 texts. Some from Shania, now alternating between anger and apology. Some from friends who'd witnessed everything, checking if I was okay. I didn't respond to any of them. Instead, I spent the day packing up Shania's things from my apartment. Clothes, toiletries, books, gifts she'd given me, everything that reminded me of her, went into boxes. By evening, my place looked emptier, but I felt lighter. Monday came, and I threw myself into work. Told my boss I needed extra projects to focus on. He didn't ask questions, just handed me files. I stayed late every night that week, redesigning, drafting, creating. I declined invitations, ignored social media, and spent weekends at the gym or with my parents. Anything to keep moving forward. Shania's attempts to contact me grew more desperate. She went from angry texts to lengthy apologies, from blaming me for overreacting to admitting she'd messed up. I read everything but replied to nothing. Then came the bombshell. My boy Marcus sent me a link. It was an Instagram story posted by someone who'd been at the club. The video showed Shania and Devin, the DJ, leaving together. After I left, after she finished celebrating her birthday with our friends, the caption, "Birthday girl getting special treatment from DJ Devin." It was time-stamped 2:37 a.m. Something inside me went cold. Not the hot burn of fresh betrayal, but the icy certainty of having made the right decision to walk away. Because this wasn't just about a dance. This was about respect, loyalty, and the truth that had been right in front of me. I blocked Shania on everything, changed my locks the next day. 2 weeks passed. I was healing, focusing on myself, reconnecting with friends who checked on me after that night. Marcus and I were grabbing dinner when he carefully brought up the subject. "You know she's been asking about you," he said, studying my reaction. "Says she's been trying to explain." "Nothing to explain," I replied. "Video made everything clear." Marcus nodded slowly. "Yeah, about that video, there's something you should know. It wasn't just that night." He pulled out his phone, showed me Instagram DMs from Kayla, one of Shania's closest friends who'd been at the birthday celebration. The message read, "I can't keep hiding this. Shania's been seeing Devin since they met at the New Year's Eve party. She made me promise not to tell anyone, but after how she treated Jamal at the club, I can't stay quiet. She even told me she planned that whole stage thing with Devin beforehand." Attached were screenshots Kayla had taken over the months, Shania's conversations with Devin that she'd shown off to Kayla, bragging about her side action. Messages where Shania complained about being boring and predictable, while Devin was exciting. Plans to meet up that aligned with nights Shania had told me she was working late or out with girlfriends. "Kayla sent me these because she was afraid to reach out to you directly," Marcus explained. "She feels guilty for keeping Shania's secret for so long. Said she tried to talk Shania out of it multiple times." I thanked Marcus for showing me, paid for our meal, and drove home in silence. The very next day, there she was, standing outside my apartment door when I returned from work. Her eyes were red, mascara smudged. She looked nothing like the confident woman who danced on that stage. "Jamal, please," she started, voice breaking. "I've been trying to reach you for 2 weeks. We need to talk." I stood there, keys in hand, suddenly exhausted. "There's nothing to talk about." "There is. What you saw, what you think you saw. It wasn't what it looked like." I almost laughed. "Which part? The grinding on another man in front of everyone, or leaving with him after I was gone?" Her face fell. "You know about that?" "I know everything, Shania, about that night, about the 6 months before, about all of it." She started crying then, real tears, not the calculated ones I'd seen her use to get her way before. "I made a mistake, a terrible mistake. But what we have is worth fighting for. 3 years, Jamal. Don't throw that away." I finally unlocked my door, then turned to face her one last time. "You threw it away, on stage, in front of everyone. And you know what the worst part is? It wasn't the dancing, or even Devin. It was when you grabbed that mic and humiliated me. When you made it clear that my feelings meant nothing compared to your good time." I was drunk. I wasn't thinking. "You were thinking enough to plan it with him beforehand," I said quietly. Her silence confirmed it. "Goodbye, Shania." I stepped inside and closed the door on her protests. Through the wood, I heard her voice, now angry again. "You'll regret this. You won't find anyone who loves you like I do." Maybe she was right about the second part. I hoped no one else would ever love me the way she did. The next few days brought more attempts from Shania. She sent flowers to my office, left voicemails alternating between tears and anger, even had her mother call me, which was a new low. I stayed firm, responding to nothing. Then came an unexpected development. The video of Shania's birthday dance had been making rounds on local social media. Nothing viral, but enough that people in our circle had seen it. Someone had apparently shown it to Taryn, the owner of Boutique Bliss where Shania worked. Taryn's boutique wasn't just any clothing store. It catered to upscale clients, celebrities, and had cultivated a certain image. Professional, exclusive, classy. Taryn herself was a former model who'd built the business from scratch and was extremely protective of its reputation. I didn't hear about any of this directly. It was Marcus again, whose girlfriend worked at a neighboring store in the same shopping district. According to her, there was major tension between Taryn and Shania after the video surfaced. The boutique was preparing for its annual summer launch event, a big deal with local influencers and important clients, and Taryn was concerned about Shania's judgment and the potential association with the club video. I stayed out of it. This wasn't revenge. This was just natural consequences playing out. The week of the boutique's launch event, I got a text from an unknown number. It was Kayla. Thought you should know. Shania told everyone you're stalking her. Said you threatened to ruin her after the breakup and she's afraid of what you might do. She even convinced Taryn to hire extra security for their event because of you. Just wanted to warn you. I thanked her for the heads up, though I had no intention of going anywhere near Shania or her workplace. Still, being painted as some unstable, threatening ex didn't sit well with me. I called my lawyer, explained the situation, and had him draft a cease and desist letter regarding the false statements Shania was making about me. Not because I wanted to escalate things, but because I needed to protect myself from her lies. The letter was delivered to both Shania and Boutique Bliss 2 days before their big event. It detailed the actual circumstances of our breakup, included links to the public social media posts showing what really happened, and formally requested Shania stop making defamatory statements about me. The night of the boutique's launch event came and went. I wasn't there, of course. But the following morning, social media was buzzing with an entirely different scandal than the one Shania had tried to create. Apparently, Devin, yes, the same DJ, had shown up at the event. Not as staff, but as a guest of one of the influencers. When Shania spotted him, she'd completely lost her composure, confronting him loudly in front of everyone about why he'd been ignoring her calls. Devin, clearly uncomfortable, tried to play it off, but Shania wouldn't let it go. The scene escalated until security had to escort her to the back room. To make matters worse, Devin's date for the evening turned out to be a well-known fashion blogger who was an important connection for the boutique. The blogger, embarrassed by the scene, left early and posted vague but clearly negative comments about the unprofessional atmosphere at Boutique Bliss. I didn't orchestrate any of this. Didn't need to. Shania's own actions created the perfect storm. A week later, Boutique Bliss updated their staff page. Shania's profile was gone. Their Instagram showed a job opening for a new manager. And Shania's personal accounts announced she was taking a break from social media to focus on new opportunities. 3 months later, her LinkedIn updated with a new position at a retail chain in Atlanta. She'd left town without another attempt to contact me. As for me, I'm still designing buildings, still spending weekends with family, still healing. Recently started talking to a woman named Zara who works at the coffee shop near my office. Taking it slow, being cautious with my trust. I still have that gold necklace with the birthstone. Can't bring myself to sell it or throw it away. Maybe it's a reminder that appearances can be deceiving. A beautiful gift can hide painful intentions, just as a beautiful relationship can mask betrayal. But sometimes walking away is the only power you have. And sometimes that's enough. Update. It's been 8 months since everything went down. I've gotten a lot of messages asking for updates, so here it is. Shania is still in Atlanta based on mutual friends' reports. Apparently, she's telling people she left because of a toxic work environment. Rewriting history is her specialty, after all. The boutique recovered from the scandal, though Taryn never reached out to me, which is fine. Zara and I are officially dating now. She knew about the Shania situation from the beginning, hard to avoid when it became local gossip, but never judged me for it. For those asking if I regret how I handled things, no. I walked away with my dignity intact. I didn't create fake evidence, didn't try to ruin her life, didn't even publicly defend myself except through proper legal channels when she started lying about me. The fact that her own actions led to her downfall isn't revenge. It's just the natural consequence of treating people like disposable props in your life. Moving forward now, and it feels good.